Hi, hope you're having a nice lunch. As you know, every day we do these videos so you can watch them at lunch. We do them in the morning because we need to take account of the events of the day. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the early polling in the presidential race. I get asked constantly, what use are these early polls that show Romney ahead and Bachmann second and Ron Paul running strong and Herman Cain running strong and Santorum and Pawlenty down below, Gingrich falling. Of what use are these early polls? And what they always remind me of in asking the question is that at this time 4 years ago, everybody was certain it was going to be Rudy Giuliani against Hillary Clinton. And neither one got the nomination of their party, that these early polls tend to be deceptive and tend to be overtaken by events and by new candidates and so on. But I think this year is an exception. First of all the really good candidates have come and gone. The people that really could have been top-level entrants into this field have gone away. Mike Huckabee, Donald Trump, Mitch Daniels, John Thune, a cast of characters, as long as you want, of people who've said, no, I'm not running for president. So a lot of the people that could come in and move up have already opted to stay out. And secondly, this is a different political environment because of cable television. The proliferation of cable TV, the intensity with which all of us watch it and focus on it, be they from the left or from the right, be it CNN or MSNBC or Fox News, people are watching this stuff constantly, which means that the level of education and sophistication in analyzing these candidates is much, much greater than it's ever been in a previous year. In the past, what would happen is that the rest of the country would kind of, in a distance, sleepily follow the presidential race. And the voters of Iowa and New Hampshire would be deluged with advertisements, with candidate speeches, news coverage, broadcasts. The candidate would be at your door offering to babysit your kid. People would see the candidates 2 or 3 times. And they had a level of information about the candidates vastly greater than anyone else in the United States did. And therefore, when Iowa voted or New Hampshire voted, it really was a foretaste of what would happen when the rest of the country got up to speed. It was almost as if there were 2 big focus groups, Iowa and New Hampshire, that told us how the rest of the country would react. Well, no longer. Now we're all in the game. Now we're all following it very intensely. And the level of information they have in Iowa and New Hampshire is not appreciably better than any of us have at home watching this unfold on cable television. And therefore, the early rankings that are emerging here are very well-informed ratings, and I think this field is likely to stay in roughly the same ratios it is now. Some will go up and go down based on temporary events, but I think that any dramatic or bold change is not likely. Now, of course, the only question is what other candidates come into the race. And, you could have a game changer if Chris Christie came in. That would be a total game changer. Perry, the governor of Texas, not so much. I did a poll, as you know, last week and found him opening only at 5%. And since he's governor of Texas, which by itself is 20 million people and well known throughout the South, you would have thought he would be higher. I'm not sure that he's a real game changer, although he would be a significant candidate. But I think that the field you're looking at now is that there are 2 halves of the Republican primary field. The establishment, Club for Growth, Chamber of Commerce, business community, the leadership of the Republican Party, and there it's Romney versus Pawlenty and Huntsman. And Huntsman isn't getting off the ground. Pawlenty got off to altitude of 10 feet and then he crashed. And Romney is way up in the high 20s and low 30s in vote share. So I think Romney is almost getting a first-round bye. Then is the other part, the more conservative, more grassroots, evangelical, Tea Party Republican Party. And there, Bachmann has moved out to a lead, but Herman Cain is moving up strongly. Ron Paul, God help us, is moving up. And you also can't entirely count out Rick Santorum, although he doesn't seem to be able to light a fire. So that primary, I think, will be a very aggressive one and a very vigorous one. Now, that primary will tend to dominate Iowa. whoever wins that grassroots contest will probably finish first in Iowa. At the moment, it looks like Bachmann. And Romney will probably dominate New Hampshire. And then whoever wins in Iowa will probably face Romney in all of the subsequent primaries, and one of them will emerge as the nominee. So I think that's how the field shapes up now, and I don't think that fundamental construct is really very likely to change. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice lunch. And by the way, if you missed any of these because you had to work through lunch or something like that, or your boss was watching you and you couldn't watch this at your desk while you're eating a sandwich, go on dickmorris.com and you can get all the previous ones and watch them, because we've now done about 40 of these. Thanks a lot. Nice having lunch with you.